For Schuyler Bailar, it hasn't always been easy to talk about himself. And that's because part of his life, he wasn't himself.
So at birth, I was assigned female. And I spent most of my childhood acting and presenting in the way that made me the most comfortable, and I didn't think a whole lot about it, and then ended up being in this sort of boyish, masculine sense.
Despite being assigned as female, some thought Bailar looked like a boy, which led to him being bullied.
And I was thrown out of every single girl's bathroom that I ever went into, and I was constantly ridiculed for not looking like a girl, and they'd be like, "What are you doing in here? Get out of here, like no boys in here." And I was like, I'm 9, I'm like, I just have to pee.
Bailar, the first openly transgender to compete in any sport on an NCAA Division I men's team, shared his experience of the transition from female to male with community members who gathered at Metea Valley's auditorium. After high school, Bailar committed to swim for the women's team at Harvard University. But before he could even step a foot on campus, Bailar enrolled in a treatment center in Miami.
And in that space, for the first time in my life, I was able to say that I am transgender.
After realizing who he is, Bailar stuck with swimming, but this time with the men's team, and would go on to have a successful career. After the discussion, audience members had the opportunity to ask Bailar some questions. One audience member asked what his family thought about Bailar coming out. He recalled the time when he told his grandparents.
My grandfather starts to clap. And he's like, "So, you come out of the closet?" And my grandmother says, "I knew that." I'm like, "How many you spent my entire childhood giving me pink dresses? How did you know that?" She's like, "I knew that."
Bailar ended the night with a heartfelt message.
That you can be exactly who you are, whatever that means to you. It doesn't have to be trans or queer or gay or something to do with the LGBTQ spectrum. It can be something that differs from what your parents expect from you or society at large expects from you. You can be exactly that and also do what you love. Your identity does not have to ever rob you of your own passions.
Finding a strength you might have not known you had. For Naperville News 17, I'm Christian Canizzo.